Ooh, wait a minute. The settlement's actually on fire. That's quite good fire graphics that we don't get to see in the normal version. Welcome to some more Rome Total War pre-release information, and what you're seeing right now it's quite big, as you can clearly tell. There's quite a lot of good stuff here. I'm going to try and go through as much of it as possible. Yeah, if you want to see more of this, subscribe for more. I've done loads of videos already, and there's so much more to come. I think me and Pike, a guy on my Discord who sends me a lot of his stuff, I believe we've found a lost campaign, like another campaign that was meant to be in Rome Total War, but it got cut, and I believe that's what we found. But that's for next week. This week, we're looking into just some alpha version, or whatever version this is. So first of all, the colours are completely different, but I don't even know where to start. Right, I'll start with the settlement names. So you can clearly tell here that they hadn't fully figured out the settlement names yet. Like, they were still debating between them. Should we call this Croto or Croton? As you can see there, different names there. Automelax, okay, that's a weird one. Taras, Tarentum, or Neptuna, or Neptunia. Clearly you can see that they were undecided with the names. Now, there's a lot of other stuff on here that I'm happy they actually cut out. As you can see, there's a lot of watchtowers. The watchtowers were okay, they're not too bad. A watchtower on Corsica, for Carthage for example, they're not too bad. But the amount of forts that are here, like a fort there, maybe a bit unnecessary. A fort there too, yeah, I don't see those as being super necessary. Like, when are the Brutii ever gonna need that fort? And by the looks of things, they can only attack it by attacking down this way, because all of that's blocked off by mountains. So yeah, really pointless fort location. Different emblems there, and I'm getting into the faction Ilaria in a second, don't worry, I haven't missed that. Right, so looking down here we can see, yep, the old anno date, which we already know about. Slightly different building cards in terms of the colour, different emblems there. The map actually shows the location of the settlement as well with a white dot. I believe the borders in Africa are slightly different. I believe these two settlements here are meant to be rebel, or maybe just one of them. I could be wrong there. Now, if we have a super close in-depth look, we can clearly see that Greece is not a faction. And as I've said before, I believe they actually removed Ilaria and put Greece in there instead. That's what I believe's happened. But as we can see here, these two settlements, they're a different shade. Now, I'm going to have a guess and say that that's the Seleucid Empire. So, the faction colour that today is the Rebels, I believe used to be the Seleucid Empire. Because these four settlements here, they're the same as these ones here, so they're Rebel settlements. But this, I believe, is the Seleucid Empire. So that means the Seleucid Empire started off with, I believe that could be Halicarnassus. Or maybe the borders are drawn differently, but I believe the Seleucid Empire might have started off with that. Alright, now let's take a look into Ilaria. So, yeah, it's Ilaria, but they've got the Thracian faction banner. It's like it's the same as Thrace. So I'm really wondering what Thrace had here, because Thrace is yellow on the map. So, yeah, I wonder what they must have had. Okay, but if anything, this is just more proof that Ilaria was a faction. They were a lot like Thrace, and they got cut to make way for the Greek city-states, which I'm happy they did. Alright, now if we zoom in here, the player is of course playing as Scipii. Weirdly, the faction icons are different. Like, the actual armies are in black and the settlements are in white. Like, you can see the black wolf there and the white wolf. Weird. As we can see here, we can see the public order, and it's white for some reason. I've got no idea what that is for. Like, how do you decide how it's happy or unhappy? We've got a food icon as well, and because that's in both settlements, I believe that's about population growth. So maybe green or yellow means that it's growing, red would mean that it's declining. Interesting feature there. I think we replace it with a small red arrow, or green arrow going up sort of thing. Could be wrong. Alright, now there's of course going to be some stuff that I've missed here. Syracuse wasn't a settlement, as we can clearly see, and that was something I guessed earlier. It seems the Brutii control this side. So they added that in when they added in the Greek city-states as a faction. Everything else though seems to be pretty normal. There's a small fort in Sardinia, a small fort in Rome, but yeah, those forts are in useless positions. This one here might be of some use in Sicily, but meh. Okay, so now we've got a Rome Total War preview. Now this was recorded in July of 2003. Wow, that's so long ago. About 1 year before the game released, and we're actually going to see some of the campaign. Now, before I click this, it will of course be linked down below, and yeah, so if you want to see the full thing, check it out. I'm going to skip through a lot of it. Some things I'll miss, but I'll try to cover everything I can. If anyone knows how I can actually get access of an alpha version of Rome Total War or any other Total War game, even if it's like Rome 2 Total War, Attila Total War, alpha versions of those, please let me know, because I am interested in wanting to give them a go. What a rubbish old intro. Now it's all in German, so we can't really understand what he's saying. Well, at least I can't. We can see here, Seleucid Empire, they've got a yellow icon. Oh, the Greeks. They've got a... Wait a minute. Is this Thrace? This, I believe, could have actually been the Thracian icon, because Illyria would have been a faction back then using Thrace. So what they did was they moved Illyria to be Thrace, gave them the icon, and then they took out Thrace and made them Greek, and they kept the icon with a recolouring, of course. That's interesting. Scythia's got the new banner, Pontus there, Germania, Dacia, different logos. I think Macedon is more of an A rather than an upside down V. So yeah, some interesting stuff. Of course, things have moved around. The House of Julii, a lot of loyalty and a lot of heads. No idea what this is actually referring to. Actually, I've got no clue at all. It shows you a faction leader, which I believe is Flavius Julius in the current version. What does this say? Obama Julius? No, that can't be it, of course, but I don't know. It looks like it starts with an O. Ooh, settlements. 1. Navy's 1, 3 family members. So maybe in this version they only started off with 1 settlement. Oh wow, what are we actually going to see in this video? A different description, of course, as well. Hey, look, it's Sheldon Cooper. Okay, so yes, we had just had confirmation. Hold on. We had confirmation of the existence of Illyria, so let's... Yes, we saw it there. Let's... Hold on. I'm so excited because I was right all along. I put it in ×5 speed. There, Illyria. He hovered over the Thracian symbol and it said Illyria. Illyria confirmed. Finally, I got to confirm it. Britannia there. Ooh, what's that? Alright, we've all got... Right, so, yeah, we got Illyria. We got Britannia. That doesn't say Pontus. Maybe it does. Nah, maybe it does say Pontus, actually. Gaul. Carthage, but spelt differently by the looks of things, perhaps. Okay, so here he's loading in. Yeah, different loading screens. I showed you a loading screen before, in a very old episode about a month ago now. Actually, I think 3 months ago. That showed the anno date, and it was a completely different style. Yep, all the old quotes still. Okay, and here we are. A look into the campaign. Red End turn, that's interesting. Okay, so we do start off with 2 settlements. We got Rome here. The mountains are completely different. Oh, this is a really old version. We can see the map as we know it. Yeah, we saw that. We saw that earlier, and that looks mostly the same. Wow. Wow. So yeah, the mountains are laid out differently. That's something we noticed, when was it? Wednesday, I believe I uploaded my Medieval 2 Total War, because I've actually managed to find a way how to get a beta version of a campaign of Medieval 2 Total War. Well, just the map, not the actual full campaign. So we were looking around the map on Wednesday, and what I found was the entire mountain layout was all different, and it seems to be the same in Rome Total War. It's like the mountains and pathfinding of a campaign must be a really last-minute decision. Well, it's a year old, so not last minute, but something that they're working mostly at the end. Illyria, looking beautiful there. Right, we got a little look into Carthage. Syracuse is here, but it looks like they're actually under the control of Macedon. Right, let's just reverse that a bit. So yeah, it scrolls down. We get we're not going to get anything there. It's a little bit blurry. What's the best they do? Right, 360p. 360p. This is the highest quality we've seen so far. Everything else has been 240p. Okay, so this is a siege of a Greek settlement. Unit cards are different. We've gone through those before. The settlement looks much larger here. No, it's zoomed in on the map. I can tell it's... No, this isn't Greek. That's the lighthouse. Yeah, so this is Greek. The Great Lighthouse. No, that's in Alexandria. What am I saying? So this is in Egypt. Yeah, this is in Egypt, my bad. We've got different actions here. Now, on Wednesday I was talking about the possibility of an invisibility special ability for the Arcani, which I do kind of believe to be true, but we don't have any real evidence of it, but a few hints at an invisibility. So, yeah, maybe, I doubt one of these units has it, but you know, just proof that there were different abilities, or at least different looking abilities. He's fighting Macedon here, so I don't know why the lighthouse is there then. I've gone over the different unit cards before. I don't need to go into those again. And I've actually got another video coming up in about a week where we're going to look over... I've found loads of old unit cards in the files, so we're going to look through some of them, and there's some quite interesting references in there to other units. Yeah, we got some Romans running at the camera looking normal. Not too much of a change there. Some elephants charging in now. We all know what that looks like. Yeah, that's all the same still. Interesting there, they've got a hill. Ooh, wait a minute. The settlement's actually on fire. That's quite good fire graphics that we don't get to see in the normal version. Interesting. Maybe... yeah, an actual fire dynamic. Well, an actual fire animation, which we don't really see that, we more just see the buildings fall and then some black smoke. No actual fire. Ooh, beautiful. That would have made the game so much better, actually burning the enemies. Okay, different battle wayne now. Completely different wall collapse animation. Actually, this wall is completely different. Yeah, it's much more... It's not like a normal straight wall that we know. It's a bit more twisted, cheaper design sort of thing. Oh, you won't believe what I've just seen here. You won't believe it. Boom, there we go. You see these units here? I believe these are the dismounted cataphract units that we've seen before in the TV show Decisive Battles. And I've gone over this unit before, and I'll probably throw a few screenshots of them up above. And yeah, Avazev basically saw this and he described them as being dismounted purple cataphracts. And yeah, he added them into the game for me. Thank you to him, that was on a video quite a while ago. And this is just proof here that they were actually in the campaign. We actually have them in the battle, and it wasn't just for the TV show. Boom, there they are. Now, of course, it's super blurry, but there's clearer images that keep popping up on your screen if I remember to edit it in. Wow, that's so good. Actually seeing that it was on a campaign and as Parthia as well, it makes so much more sense now that it was actually there. A cut unit, wow. And yeah, that's everything. This is just something that Pike sent me, and it doesn't mean much. It's not going to be its own video, so I just thought I'd throw it at the end of this one. Hope you've enjoyed. Please do subscribe for more stuff like this. I've looked into quite a lot already, and there's a lot more to come. As I've said, I've already looked into the Medieval 2 pre-release campaign, had a look around in there, some really interesting stuff. Venice was its own island, Just loads of small stuff like that that are really interesting. And coming next week, or maybe I think just this Wednesday. Yeah, actually, I think it's on this Wednesday. We're looking into a cut campaign, an entire campaign that didn't make it into the final version. Just a small one, but it's an interesting one. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, subscribe and wait until Wednesday when I upload it. And I'm also hoping to start streaming as well and exploring into other titles such as Napoleon Total War, Attila Total War, Warhammer 2 Total War, just to name a few of them, for example. So yeah, streaming is something I want to start in January, and looking into the newer titles. So that's why I've set up my Patreon, to try and get a little bit extra money, just to make sure that I can definitely afford the internet that I need to stream, and afford a better computer that can actually record newer titles without frame drops. So yeah, of course it's all optional, and you know, I don't like super need the money, but all money made by Patreons will go into improving the quality of my videos, especially going into 2020 and onwards. Hope you've enjoyed, hope to see you in my next one, and goodbye.